Alright, this is the weight room unit. Now, the weight room unit is an introduction, okay, to weights. Okay? It's a basic weight class. Okay? It's not, the purpose is not to make you weight lifters like bodybuilders. And really, we're only going to be doing it for 3 or 4 weeks, so you won't even be really gaining a whole lot of strength or anything like that either. It's more of an introduction for you to learn the moves and do them correctly. Also to learn how to be safe in a weight room, because you are going to be in weights here, and then when you go to Lakeview or Congress, you'll do weights there as well. They have a weight unit. It's part of the curriculum. And then if you get to high school and you decide to go out for sports, you'll be expected to do weights as part of your conditioning for sports. And so this is an introduction for you to get used to what those lifts look like and the correct way to do them, okay? So safety is what I'm going to talk about first. I'm going to spend a few minutes on safety, and then Coach Davis is going to go over the lifts with the exercises, okay? We'll talk about the learning goals and how you're going to track that shortly. But first, safety. When you come into the weight room, the first thing you need to know about when you're lifting is you need to breathe properly, okay? I like to say exhale with the effort. That way it's something easy for you to remember. Exhale with the effort. Now if I said exhale, what does that mean? Breathe in or out? Breathe out is correct. So we're going to exhale with the effort. Effort means where it's hardest. So if I was to do the dumbbell curl, which is, here's my hands facing forward, I'm curling my bars up. Where do you think, and I'm putting them down, where do you think my most effort is? On the way up or the way down? Down. On the way up is the correct answer. So I would breathe out on the way up. And exhale, okay? Now I'm not like going like this, like looking like that, okay? You just gotta just breathe out. Have you ever been to the Y with your parents or with a buddy and you see somebody over in the corner lifting and they're like this? And it looks like they're gonna pass out? Yeah. That's not good. Don't do that, okay? It's not good for you. So you're gonna have a weightlifting partner while you're working out. And that's something you need to look for. If you see that your partner is not breathing, you need to say, hey, remember, exhale with the effort. Very important to stay safe with that. Okay? Second thing, your partner that I just talked about, they will be your spotter for some of the lifts. Now, you won't need a spotter for all your lifts, but you're going to need a partner for some lifts, and you're going to need help with some lifts. Spotters keep us safe. Anytime you're doing an incline press, a bench press, and a shoulder press, these are activities you'll be doing where you're lifting weight above your head. You're going to need a spotter, and the spotter needs to be paying attention at all times so that they can help if the lifter needs help. Now, we're going to be doing high repetitions and low weights, so you probably won't get into a situation where you can actually get hurt, but we need to make sure that spotter's there to help if need be, and Coach and I will show you that shortly. Okay? When you're putting weight on the bar, first thing you need to know is these weights here, these larger weights, 25s, 45s, 35s, you won't be using those. It's too much. Stay away from those. You'll be using the 2.5s, the 5s, and the 10s. And when you put these weights on, you need to make sure that you put on the correct amount of weight on each side. I'm sorry, not the correct amount, the same amount of weight on each side. If I wanted to add 10 pounds to this bar, how many am I going to put on each side? 5. 5 is the correct answer. So I've got a 5 here. When I put my 5 on, I've got to make sure I put a 5 on the opposite side. Because if I don't, then what's going to happen when I lift? It's going to turn. Which brings me to my next point, using a clip. Every time you put a weight on the bar, you need to use the clip. Okay? See, this clip is kind of angled a little bit. Can you see that? I don't know if you can or not, but when you have it, you will be able to see this angle. The part that sticks out, that side goes on the bar. And all you got to do is squeeze it tight and push it in. Okay? And now my weight here is secure. It's nice and flat. And we got our 5 on the other side. So we are now safe. Then if I was going to do this lift, I would have my spotter, which I'll show you shortly. Okay? When you're done with the exercise, you need to make sure the weights get put back. Okay? Clip comes off. If we're keeping the clips here, we'll put them there. We'll put them also hang them here. We'll have plenty of clips for you. But we need to make sure the weights get put back. If the weights are on the bar or laying on the floor, that's a great way for somebody to get hurt. Okay? They can trip on them. Okay? Etc. So we need to make sure we put everything away. Okay? So that's a couple things about safety. Now we're going to talk a little bit about repetitions. A repetition, and this is important because you're going to be doing these workouts in here, you need to know how many to do. A repetition, if I'm going to go back to my dumbbell curl again, my example, a repetition is lifting a weight one time. That was reps is how we say it for short. 3 reps, okay? We want you to do 30 reps of the exercises. Now, some of the exercises we show you are actually going to be timed and a little bit different where you'll do more than 30, but most of the exercises we want you to do 30 reps. But we don't want you to do 30 reps all at once. We want you to break them into groups, which would be anybody know? Group. Set. It's called a set. So, for example, if I get back to my dumbbells again and I'm doing my reps, right, and I do 10 of them, let's say I get to 10. 9, 10, exhale with the effort, I'm finished. My partner goes now, and I take a break. I've done 1 set of how many reps? 10. I didn't really do 10, but yes, I was supposed to do 10. So if I did 10 and I stopped, I did 1 set of 10. If I want you to do 30 reps, how many more sets do I have left? 2 would be correct, because that would be 3 sets of 10 equals 30 total reps. Okay? What if you wanted to do 2 sets? You didn't want to do 3 sets. How many reps would you do in each set? 15 would be correct. Okay? And again, we want you to do high repetitions, 30 total, either 3 sets of 10 or 2 sets of 15, and low weight to make sure we do the exercises properly. Okay? Now, before I show you this, one of the learning goals that you'll be assessed on is whether or not you can identify, we want you to identify the muscles, major muscles in your body. Now, listed up here, and we'll go over a little bit as we go, are muscles that we want you to identify. Deltoids, biceps, triceps. Are you following me where they are up there? And listed underneath are the exercises that go with that particular muscle. We want you to identify those muscles on your body, so we're going to ask you, can you show us where this muscle is? Okay, and you have to point to it and show us. But also, we want you to be able to apply that knowledge to how you work that muscle with what exercise. So, for example, we would ask you, can you show us an exercise for your bicep? Okay, so you've got to identify where the bicep is, and then show me an exercise. So you might say, okay, I want to do this curl right here. That would work my bicep. And we'd say, yes. Now where is your bicep? And then you would point to your bicep. Okay, we'll go over the muscles and the exercises as we go. But that's important for you to know because you're going to be tracking your work on this log sheet that we're going to give to you on Thursday. And you'll be writing down the sets that I just talked about and the repetitions that I just talked about in this. And we'll go over this more on Thursday so you can fill it out correctly. And there's more information on it, pictures of the body and all the muscles. But it's important for you to know that because you will be assessed individually, assessed on, can you identify the muscles and how do you work that muscle? What's an exercise to work that muscle? So Coach Davis is going to take over from here, and I'll help out a little bit with the safety, but he's going to talk to you about the lifts and the muscles that go with it. So you need to make sure you pay attention to that as well.
Okay, so when you get here on Thursday, we will split you up into 4 groups. Okay, you'll have an A, B, C, and a D group. And if you look on that black and pink poster board, you'll see that there's 4 sheets with the letters. So whatever letter you get that day, that will be your letter for the rest of the weight room unit. Okay, if you're in the D group, you're always going to be in the D group. So what you would do is you would come in on a lifting day and you would see where your letter is located. For example, the D today is in this section where it says hamstrings, biceps, and deltoids. So then you would look above here and you would find hamstrings, biceps, and deltoids, and it's got a list of 3 or 4 exercises that you can do for those muscle groups for that day. So you've got 12 or 13 options of lifts for that day. Now you may not do 12 or 13 that day, you probably won't, but at least that you have several choices to go from. And the reason we put you into groups is so that we won't have 20, 30 people wanting to do the same exercise. It just splits you up. And you'll go through, and the next day, you'll be in a different section, and then the next day you'll be in a different section, and then the 4th day you'll be in a different section. So we'll go through each group probably 2 or 3 times, so you'll have a chance to do all of the exercises. Now notice you got a letter over here, letter B, is not on the poster board, okay? We're going to have a 4th group out in the gym, and we'll be doing other fitness activities with the hop sports. You guys have done that maybe in elementary school, some of the hop sports. We've got 2 Xbox Connects that we're going to hook up and put on the wall and let you guys use those also. So that's the 4th group, and everybody will get to do that at least twice. Okay? So where I'm going to start next is I'm going to start all the way over here on the left with deltoids and just try to get through all of the exercises that I can. Now, we don't expect you to retain all of this information for Thursday. Okay? Hopefully you'll get most of it, but just make sure that when you ask questions, if you don't know what something is, ask your partner. If they don't know, ask us, and we'll just quickly give you a review, and hopefully you'll remember, you know, hey, what's dumbbell curls? And I say, well, it's when you get dumbbells, you do this, and you'll remember it faster. So that's the idea. But ask questions Thursday, Monday, and then the first few days that you're in here. Okay? Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you where the muscle is. Hopefully some of you know, and if not, then we'll show you. But deltoids is first. Does anybody know where those are at? And if you want to guess, guess.
I think they're like in the back.
Close, but no. Brooke?
Shoulders?
In your shoulder, awesome. They're in your shoulder. Okay? Now for lateral raises, which is the first one, you're going to get 2 dumbbells. Any exercises that you do that require dumbbells or medicine ball or abs or crunches, anything that doesn't use a piece of this equipment, we're going to ask that you do that in the gym so that we have fewer people inside here because the gym is a bigger space. So you're going to start with 5s or 10s, feet or shoulder width apart, and you're going to raise them laterally to the side. Okay, parallel to the floor. You don't want to go higher than parallel. And if you can't go parallel, then you've got too heavy of a weight. So start with 5s and work from there. Probably 5s would be what you would do. 10s maybe. Okay? But feet parallel apart, dumbbells parallel to the ground. Front raises, those are the same thing, except now we're going in the front. Okay? And again, if you have to rock your body or rock your back in order to get the weight up, like I'm doing here, that means the weight is a little too heavy. You should just be able to do it with your arms without moving anything else. Okay, so again, start with 5s and go from there. These are 5s. We'll say 5. Okay. Shoulder press is done over here. And this is going to be one of those exercises that you need a spotter. This exercise, this exercise, and the incline press. Alright, so back, flat up against the pad. We want to make sure that we're not arching our back when we lift to put strain on our lower back. Spotter's job is to help count and to help you if you get in trouble. So Benny Hoff's going to put his hands underneath my elbows and we're going to count to 10. And if I get in trouble, he's there to help me. And I'm going to go behind my head. Okay, we're going to count by 5s. No, we're going to count by 3s. Okay, let's say I start to get in a little bit of trouble here. My spotter's there to help me finish the lift and then put the weight back on the bar or on the rack. Okay? This bar here weighs 20 pounds. These bars here weigh 30. So if that's too much, then you get 5-pound dumbbells. And you can sit on the bench. You can sit on that bench over there and you can do the same thing with dumbbells. Okay? So you don't have to necessarily use that bar. Alright, biceps. We just talked about where those were. Everybody put your hands where you think the bicep is. Okay, right here. Right here. We've got 3 exercises for the bicep. We've got dumbbell curls. Benny Hoff did a great job of demonstrating the bicep curls. He's got huge biceps. So these 10-pound weights are nothing for him. He can go over there and curl that 50 right now. You want to see him do it?
Yeah.
Alright, maybe later. Alright. So biceps, curls, we got palms out, and we're going to curl up. When do we exhale? Yeah. Okay, you can go 1 at a time, or you can go 2 at a time. But you do have 2 arms, so you've got to do 30 for each side. So if you choose to go 1 at a time, then you're going to 60, right? Or you're doing 60 total, or 60 reps. And then we've got hammer curls, which in dumbbell curls, palms are out. Hammer curls, palms are in. And you can do the same motion. 1 at a time or 2 at a time. Bar curls. This bar here weighs 15 pounds. So for some of you, this will be plenty of weight. You won't need to add any weight. But for the others that want to add some weight, come and get one of us. Show us that you can do the bar, and then we'll tell you how much weight you can add. Okay? And what do we have to have on the side? The little thingy. Yeah, the clips. Okay? Alright, so hands right here. Bring it up to your chin. When do I exhale? I'm going up. Okay? And you're going to bring it right up to your chin. And you don't want to have your arms go completely straight. You want to have just a little bit of bend in your elbow to take the strain off of that joint there. Exhale up and down. Okay? The seat will adjust if you need to raise it up. And we're going to go to triceps. We know where our biceps are. We probably should know where our triceps are. Put your hand on your tricep. Right here. Somebody got it. Okay. My turn. Triceps. You've got behind the head extensions, which you will take one dumbbell, take it behind your head, and you're going to extend up. Okay. I would start with a 10-pound dumbbell. Standing extensions is done over here. We've got to fix this machine, and we'll show you how to do that once we get it fixed. Kickbacks are done with one dumbbell, and you can do it on a bench or you can do it on the mat, which we'll have out in the gym. But you need one dumbbell, and you're going to do one arm at a time. Elbow goes up, weight goes straight back. Your elbow stays in the same spot. Okay, so you're not an elephant. Okay, we're not swinging our whole arm. We're taking our elbow up, leaving it at the same spot, and then go straight back. If you're having to move your entire arm to get the weight back like this, weight is too heavy. I'd say for most of you, 5 pounds would be plenty for the kickbacks. And then dips can be done on a bench or on the front of this thing. I'll show you on this one here since it's... If you have your knees bent, it's going to be a little easier. If you have your legs straight, it's going to be harder. Okay, so knees bent, easier. Legs straight, harder. Okay? That not only works your triceps, your shoulders, and everything in that area. Deltoids. Alright. So what are these muscles called? Anybody know the name of these muscles? Pectoral, right. Okay, so we're going to have bench press. We've got bench press, incline press, and push-ups. Again, you're going to need a spotter. Make sure that when you sit down, that your legs are flat on the ground. Okay, some of you are going to want to lay on this thing and keep your legs straight. You've got to support your low back, and you do that by keeping your legs flat on the ground. Okay, watch your head on the way back. Spotter's job is going to be to help you get the weight off, count, and help you if you get in trouble. Okay, so we're going to count 1, 2, 3. Got the weight off. Nice and easy. When do I exhale?
Going down.
Going up. Make sure that you don't bounce this off your chest. You go nice and easy. I start to get in trouble. My spotter's there to help me. Lift it up and put it back. Okay? Incline press is the same motion. Feet gotta be on the ground. This seat will adjust if you're shorter. And you're going to do the same thing here. 1, 2, 3. Lift the weight. You're going to be lifting less weight on this because it's a little bit harder when you're inclined. Okay? I get in a little bit of trouble. Spotter's there. Lift the weight back. All right? Yeah. Question.
If you can't reach the weight and do it.
As we can do that, and then we can do this. Everybody should be able to reach that. Okay? Push-ups, I think we can probably get by without demonstrating the push-ups. I hope by now. Move over to abs and core. Your abs and core are the muscles in your midsection. So your glutes, your abs, and everything in that area. The first thing we've got is medicine ball crunches. Huh? Okay.
Okay, so you're going to lie on your back. You can do this two ways. If you want to do it by yourself, you can hold the medicine ball across your chest, like so, and just crunch up. Or you can put the weight up above and crunch up. Notice it's a crunch, so I'm not going all the way up. If you had a partner, would you like to help me? We can do these together. We would sit with facing each other. I toss you the ball, you lay down, I lay down at the same time, lay down. Sit up, toss me the ball. You can actually catch it, toss and catch it. So you go down when I go down. Down. Up, I'll toss it to you as I come up. You're going to catch it, go down. Up. So these are just making it a little more fun. Okay? Thank you, Mike. Next one will be leg alphabet. Again, working our core, our abs. On leg alphabet, you're going to lay on your back flat. Put your hands underneath your lower back. Gluteus maximus to support your back. Legs are going to be up. Now, leg alphabet, I'm going to spell my name. Okay, so I'm going to put my feet together. Spell my name. I am spelling Coach Benninghoff. Okay? If you have a short name, then you would spell your name twice. If you have a long name like me, I would just spell it one time. Okay? So I'm going through the letters of my name with my feet, spelling that out. Next one will be plank position. Plank position looks like this on our elbows. Again, working the abdominal muscles, the core. Looks like this. And on this one, you need to make sure that you breathe. Notice how flat my back is. And as I hold this, I'm going to hold this for 30 seconds. Okay? So this one you would actually do 2 sets of 30 seconds, which is a little bit different than what we talked about, the reps. And the last one listed up there for abs, core is the partner push-ups, partner push claps. These are not push-ups. You're actually contracting your core while you're doing this, but you're in a push-up position. And all you're doing is you're tapping hands, kind of like pancake. Now, the less movement, the better, because it contracts your core. All right. Funny guy over here is going to take glutes.
We're going to move on to glutes. Okay, where are those located?
Lungs. Your legs.
Your lungs. Okay. Your booty. All right. So the first one we've got now. We've got about 4 minutes left, so we got to get moving. Lunges. You're going to start at the baseline in the gym, go down and back. Back straight up and down. Go down as low as you can. You don't have to touch your knee to the ground, but go pretty close. Now this is not a lunge. Okay, don't do that. Donkey kicks. What's Broderick's favorite? Okay, your heel is going to go to the ceiling. 3 sets of 10 on each side. Okay, if you want to make the donkey noise, you can. Now, on that one, you do have 2 legs. So make sure that you do 30 on each side. Okay?
Next one we're going to do, also going to work our glutes, would be the side lying leg raises. Lay on your side, and you lift. And then over to the side.
Okay, you guys have done a good job so far. Let's keep our focus for a few more minutes. Okay? Hamstrings is the next muscle, and that is located above your knee on the back of your leg. Very good. Okay, the first one we have is deadlifts. You're going to stand shoulder width apart, hands shoulder width apart. You can use this bar, or you can use the dumbbells. Okay? You're going to go down slowly, as far as you can, get a good stretch in your back and your hamstrings, and then back up slowly. Don't do this one fast, because we want to keep that low back from getting hurt. Okay? That is the deadlift. We have leg curls. On this machine here, you're going to start with 10 or 20 pounds. You do not need a clip. You just need to put the weight on the end and you're good to go. You're going to lay on your stomach. Feet under the pad.
That's cool.
Okay.
that your hips are over these pads, okay, so that you can bend. I'll show you that in a second. And your feet go in between these two pads, and my foot is flat against this metal plate at the back. So, I'm going to get up here, put my feet through, and if you get in this thing correctly, you will not fall out. What you'll do is you'll put your arms across your chest, down and up. Now notice I'm just coming parallel to the floor. I do not want to hyperextend my back because that would not be good for my back. Remember, safety is very important in here.
And the next one is quadriceps. We're going to go back to back. All right, so our quadriceps, put your hands on your quadriceps. Okay? Again, you're going to put 10 to 20 pounds to start with. Back is straight up and down. You're just going to extend straight up. If you have to throw your weight back to get the weight up, you have too much weight. So start with 20, 10 or 20, and go from there. Okay? We have wall sits, which we'll do in the gym, but I'll show you in here. To find the wall, 2 sets of 30 seconds, sitting. 30 seconds, rest, and then do it again.
I'm going to show you squats. Once again, working the quadriceps. If you notice, my feet go underneath the pads, ladies. They go underneath the pads. My calves are against this pad here. And all I'm doing is pretending I'm sitting back into a chair and rising back up. Back into a chair and back up. That would be the squats for quadriceps. Okay?
And then the very last one is shoulder shrugs. Okay? We're going to get 2 dumbbells that are the same amount of weight. Feet shoulder width apart. We're going to shrug up, hold it for 2 seconds, and then back down. Shrug up, hold it for 2 seconds, and back down. We have some other back exercises that the seated row and the lat pull downs we're going to talk about later, just because we have to fix the machine that it's operating on. So we'll talk about that when we get fixed. So Thursday, we'll put you into groups, A, B, C, and D. And then within that group of whatever letter, you'll have 10 or 12 people or so in your group. You'll pick a partner, and we'll start to go through some of these lifts on Thursday. Okay, does anybody have any questions? Yeah?
Why don't we do tables instead of just planks?
What's a table? You can do that too. Okay, what else? Anything else? Yeah?
You know that thing we do like with the head?
Behind the head extension?
What if your hands lifting?
That would really